Let's do it again. Let's take a look at your videos. We're going to dive in. We're going to see what you can be doing to keep people, after they click on the videos, to keep them from clicking off of the videos. Yesterday, we did surface level. We looked at titles, we looked at thumbnails, and today we are looking inside of your videos. Now, if you're here live, you have the opportunity to submit your videos, and we'll get to that in a little bit. If you're here watching after the fact and you didn't get a chance, get out a pen, get out some paper, get your channel up on a second screen, and see what notes you can take from the other channels that we're going to look at today and see if any of them apply to you. It should be a learning experience for all, including Rob Wilson.
Hey, everybody. I love the way you describe the channel audits that we do on a Tuesday, which I host, as just surface level, very basic stuff. That's all I'm good for. Basic stuff.
I didn't mean that.
Then we go into detail. No, I love it. We go into detail. We get into nitty gritty. We pick out the nuts and bolts, the bones of your videos when Dan's hosting. And I'm seeing again that people are posting one in the chat, but I've realized, Dan, that we should upgrade this, evolve this one in the chat to 1 of 10 in the chat. So that's what people, like F in the chat or whatever. For us at vidIQ, it's 1 of 10 in the chat, because that's what you'll all be getting after all of the education we've been providing to you this week.
Yes, everyone's getting 1 out of 10 videos, as long as they apply the advice that we are going to give. Now I feel bad about my surface level comment. I didn't mean it like we don't give you enough on Tuesdays. We just look at a different portion of your channel on Tuesday. That's all I meant.
Everybody's got to start somewhere, and that's with a title and a thumbnail, and that's the surface of your video. But you open up the bonnet under the hood. There we are. Thank you. There we go. 1 of 10. We're getting them all here. Great stuff. Thank you all. Keep doing it. I'll give you shout outs.
All right. And while Rob does that, I'll explain how this works. So there are 2 forms linked in the description below. If you're seeing those forms, it means they've been cleared completely. And if you submitted last week, it's been deleted. So you have to submit again. Be sure you're submitting on the correct form. If a gaming channel ends up on the non-gaming channel form, for example, we will have to skip it. So be sure you're submitting on the correct form. And we're going to randomly select channels throughout this entire live stream. And we're going to be picking your videos and giving you some advice along the way. Thank you for all the 1s of 10s and 2s of 10s and 10s of 10s.
Love it. Love it.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at the first channel who managed to submit on the non-gaming form.
Let's do it.
It's Caves Plays. Now, they submitted on the non-gaming form. They have done gaming content in the past, but they did say that they're kind of doing like a channel where they're just trying to test some things out.
Are you going to share the screen?
Yeah.
Just check it. Just check it now.
Sorry about that. So yeah, Caves Plays has done some gaming content, but is kind of trying a whole bunch of different stuff. So I thought we would check out their latest video and then, give our feedback, pretending for a second that they've kind of pivoted away from gaming content.
Sure.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today,
are we starting? Why are you looking at the camera?
What?
I thought you looked at the camera.
Where's the camera?
Why isn't he looking at the camera?
Where's the camera?
Turn around.
Okay, so what we're
You're
gonna
still
do?
not looking at the camera.
What? As you can see, I'm blind.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Hi.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
So it's about 25 seconds. We kind of see where this is going. What are you thinking?
I think I can hear myself.
Oh,
I don't know why that is. I'm getting some reverb here. I don't know if everyone else can hear that. But what I would say is that it felt like a solid, I would say, intro. It felt like it went into the meat of the content immediately. And I sense that there was an attempt at a hook, but I feel as if there needed to be a distinction between the maybe an action-packed comical hook and then the more fleshed out intro. So it was a good start, and I think that's when I talk about the hook. You talk about the blind, deaf, and mute making a pancake. If you had like 3 different hooked clips from those 3 challenges that each of these people are facing as they try and make the pancake, to emphasize what you've hinted at in the thumbnail and the title, and then go into this intro, I think it would have been fine. But, generally speaking, we're already getting a good idea of a personality of the creators. There's a certain element of showing, not telling, because I realized 15 seconds in, the person who's shouting, he's the one who can't hear anything because he's wearing headphones. But we haven't seen anything from the mute yet. I don't know how you would do that. Either something visual and physical could have been done in the first 25 seconds as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree with all of those points. I think I think what they're doing in terms of the content itself, this was probably the right way to do it. It wasn't over explained. It was, like you said, it was showing, not telling. I think production wise, as I'm kind of looking and seeing like what could be improved, I would like to see a more cropped in image. I think
Yeah.
it's kind of awkward right now. We have a lot of negative space over here on the left side, and then a lot of negative space here on the right, like kind of above them. And I think a better angle for the intro would have felt a little more natural.
Is it a fixed angle throughout, Dan? Can you just scrub it and see?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that's the next level of production quality that they probably need to get to. Whether this is somebody running and gunning with a second camera, or one of them keeps picking up another camera when they're not in the action, that may help a little bit.
Yeah. They did change a few times, but for the most part, it stays right here. And I think we really need something. If you're going to be using the stove, we really needed a camera above the stove.
Mhm.
Even if it's in this shot, it's not a big deal. You get like a curtain rod to put here and then a GoPro facing straight down at the stove with like a light. And so if you're going to be making pancakes, I just think everyone should be able to see the pour into the pan. And these are all like these little details, that you pre-plan before you start recording. Like I'm trying to find a moment where they're kind of like interacting with the stove. Let's see.
That was spicy. I put some cinnamon in. Okay, cool. Okay.
Does it
an opportunity to maybe cut into the person who was coughing there, and maybe add some meme or joke to add more of an effect there as well?
Yeah. Does it kind of seem like there's going to be parts of this video where there's not a lot happening, like just parts that could be cut out to make it even shorter?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's still a good length overall. Like for an average YouTube video from a new creator, I think I would give this video an 8-minute chance. But it seems like a lot of there's many seconds of this video where the three of them are just kind of wandering around and no one's saying anything. And the music is compensating for the otherwise lack of audio. But it's, if you were to watch another channel's take on this challenge, I think you'd see a lot more like hard hitting edits, and there wouldn't be a lot of this like quote unquote dead space in between.
This feels like quite a complex scene to shoot as well. Given how many moving parts there are, the fact that the senses have been taken away from some of these people, and then probably not used to that, and then remembering that the viewer has this box to look through, this frame. Yeah, I wouldn't know how to shoot this, so I want to give credit to the creators for just even attempting this. Something in their YouTube journey where they haven't quite built up an audience or whatever. This probably took quite a long time to think about and plan. As you say, maybe they just shot it in 9 minutes straight, and then they haven't quite got all of the content they need to a good degree. But yeah, it feels complex what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I want to see like in that bowl. This would have, this would have called for a camera person, and so you have one fixed shot somewhere in the kitchen, and then you have a camera person that's getting a lot of the, at least the B-roll, but they're kind of like going in closer with people and stuff. So it's, getting people together to do stuff like this is a big scheduling thing.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I appreciate that they may not have been able to do that, but I think in an ideal world, that's kind of what I would want to do. I'd want to have cameras that are fixed in certain positions to get certain shots, and that kind of covers you in case the camera person has to like take a break real quick or isn't shooting something worth putting on screen or whatever. And then yeah, you have them getting the real good close-up shots. If you don't have a camera hovering over that bowl, that's fine. They're going to get in there and they're going to zoom in on the bowl. So yeah, it seems like there's a lot of opportunities here to show even more, and all that extra footage is going to give you a lot more to play with when you do your final edit.
Another idea could be putting a GoPro on top of one of the cabinets, so you get just like a unique top-down view. Where you just sometimes randomly to for a couple of seconds. There's almost like a transition from one section to the next.
Yeah, like right up here.
I really credit the ambition of this. Just knowing, Dan, you and I, we've shot hundreds of videos where it's just basically talking head to camera, and even those can be complex, making sure you got the lighting right and everything's sorted in front of you and behind you. Whereas this is so much going on. I would probably I would never get started with something like this. I'd be overthinking everything. So credit on the idea. The execution isn't quite there, but that'll come with time if you keep plugging away at it.
Yeah, it's a really cool start. I think for having submitted this on September 5th with a new channel and getting 211 views, that's a really good place to be. And I think if you keep going this direction of like these kind of interesting challenges, this could be a channel that sees some pretty upward momentum here in the near future.
Do we ever see the pancake then in the pan? Or do we have a problem where they kind of just... So not really. I mean, you see it there. And he managed to toss it blind. That's
yeah.
Thank you. I'll be here all night.
Move away from the stove.
It's almost like there are these cameras now. What's it called? The Insta360. I forget which model it is, but it's something which is so small you can literally attach it to your baseball cap or to your chest, and to get like a good POV without having another person in the scene, that might be a possible solution. Or one of you just has a selfie stick with a GoPro, and as you're walking around, you're doing the extra filming there. Because I think that's what it's missing. It's missing movement. When a lot of movement going on in frame, but the camera itself is not moving. And we always want to see one of you following the action around the room. I think that would really add something, but then add more complication. So good luck. No, that was a nice little edit there.
He put rice in the mixing bowl. Like stuff like that's really great, but that it constitutes like a little zoom in, as well. So yeah, you're right. Like getting a camera that's more suited to this job could be a solution. So a lot of potential here. I do hope they continue to go in this direction of trying, different unique styles of content. It's really easy to kind of start on YouTube by playing Minecraft and things like that. Just games that everybody knows and loves, and that just kind of gets you used to editing and the process of talking on camera and things like that. But I think, what you're doing here with these more recent videos it's a lot more unique, and it's going to help you stand out, I think, a lot more.
I find that title really intriguing. We adopted a child online. I'm wondering how you can make that like a really intriguing thumbnail. Like maybe you have this might be a bit against terms of service. Thinking about it though, you might have a child on like an Amazon page, like it's discounted, and that's how you're adopting it. I don't know. Just thinking of random, potentially not very good ideas.
Well, before we get into any more trouble, why don't we check out the first gaming channel who managed to submit on our random forms here before they actually go random. It's Minecrafting Zeus 2224. We're going to check out, I think, their latest video. It looks like they're doing a lot of Minecraft tutorials. That's what they said in their form, and they are indeed doing Minecraft tutorials. So let's take a look at...
You know who we're going to reference after watching this video, Dan, don't you?
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Hello everyone, and in today's video, we will talk about how to use the command block in Minecraft. Let's get started.
So my first problem with this video, other than the fact that a lot of people have gone over the command block in the past, is I don't feel like a human is guiding me through this very complex Minecraft block. And it's so easy to find somebody who will speak into a microphone and guide me through this process. That's
Yep.
oof. That's kind of my
Another way
biggest
to
thing.
think about this is, can you just play the beginning again, Dan?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Hello everyone, and in today's video, we will talk about how to use the command block in Minecraft. Let's get started.
Right, so pause there. Now, this is how I used to do videos, where I would say, hey guys, I'm going to show you how to do this, or I'm going to show you how to get this, whatever. The problem here for the viewer is that you've not addressed the why. I don't play Minecraft, so I have no idea what a command block is. What problem does a command block solve, Dan, is my question to you.
So the very next frame we see
Command
shows exactly. So
Right.
this is where the video should have started, in my opinion.
So yeah, so if you have a problem executing server commands, the solution to this is a command block, and I'm going to show you how to use it. So it's about sympathizing, having empathy with a viewer, and understanding why they clicked on the video. Now, I guess 8 seconds in, you know, they have addressed that fairly quickly, but I would just swap those two around. Like provide the problem first, and then how you're going to solve it.
Yeah, command blocks are used to execute server commands, and today I'm going to show you how to do that and more. And you have a nice tight intro, but don't forget your title and thumbnail already should have set it up for you. People clicked on it because they know the command blocks are going to be explained. So repeating yourself in the first few seconds and saying, today I'm going to explain command blocks is just redundant at that point. I appreciate that a lot of channels use the robot voice. Our general advice is don't. We're so against it because so many people, we've surveyed it a number of times now, so many people have said, like us, they will click off videos when they hear this voice because they want to see a tutorial, they want to learn how to do something, but this robot voice is, I don't know what it is about it. For me, it doesn't feel very personable. It feels like a lot is going to get missed. I know a human, when they're like talking into a microphone, they're going to add nuance. They're going to be saying things that they might have, that might not come off the same in their script. And also the voice is just kind of disturbing. I mean, this one in particular, I don't know what it is about this one. It kind of, those weather warning robot voices.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that. It reminds me of like, there's a tornado warning in your area. Take shelter now. Like, it's just not a voice that makes me happy. Minecraft is a game that makes me happy. This voice doesn't. So I click off as fast as I can when I hear it.
And I think over the course of a 2-minute 40 video, because the tone and the cadence and the emotion is very flat in these AI voices, you start to lose interest and patience in the voice. Like, I think that's why you can get away with it in shorts to a certain extent, because the robot voice is going to be there for 10, 20 seconds. But on a 3-minute video, probably 2 minutes in, you've done with this robot voice talking. But Dan, we've only given them 8 seconds of airtime here. So shall we watch a little more?
I'll say one more thing before we watch any more. For a 2-minute and 40-second video, this is way too many chapters. This is, I would expect this many from a 10 to 15-minute video.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Maybe when we start watching a little more, they'll feel a little bit more helpful. But I've never seen this many chapters in such a short video. If I have a video this short, I don't even bother with chapters.
Yeah.
command blocks are used to execute server commands. It's not in the search menu, so in order to get a command block...
Also decided I don't like the music.
Yeah, the music is overtaking a lot here. It's
just not suited to Minecraft tutorials either.
No. It's loud, and yeah, it doesn't feel like it fits the vibe at all.
/give at s Minecraft command block. There are 3 types of command blocks.
Impulse repeat chain. What was all that about? Oh, this is introducing the next part of the instruction.
Yeah, I was a bit confused too. So, yeah, it's putting a very vague chapter name in front of your video. Like, basically, you stopped talking, you stopped your video to put up a chapter card, and then you continued. And that's a bit disruptive as well. I mean, it kind of feels like you're just kind of adding time to the video for no reason. Just kind of start getting into it. You don't really need those breaks.
Impulse, chain and repeat. The impulse command block executes commands once when it receives a redstone signal.
The other problem I have with this video is that they're not really explaining why I would need an impulse command in the first place. Like what is this used for? What does it mean? It's just kind of like, oh, the impulse command, blah, 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 blah. Like, whoa, I feel like we jumped ahead here a little bit. You know, you started off explaining what they're used for. They're used to issue commands, but these tutorials come off so much better. I've watched tutorials on this exact block before. These tutorials come off way better when the command block is being used for a specific thing, and the person making the video has made something on the screen to show that when you push this button, and something's going to happen, and it actually happens on video, right? But you've just kind of set up some blocks, and you're just kind of like talking about commands. But this is all stuff I could just get from the wiki, and I would kind of rather get this info from a wiki because I don't have to keep pausing and stopping over and over again. So YouTube is a much better tool for doing these types of tutorials. This is just my opinion. Doing these types of tutorials and pairing it with an action. So you learned how to do impulse commands. Now show the coolest thing you can do with them. Convince me to use this thing. This is not a required block for gameplay. This is just something for fun.
This is still telling rather than showing to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Right.
There's absolutely no showing at all, I would say. It's more just very mechanical, just like the voice narrating the video. It's a very mechanical video. I don't feel there's much of a reason for anyone to watch this because we're not going to get like, okay, you showed me some tricks command blocks can do, but you didn't really demonstrate it. You just kind of showed me strings of commands going into a command block.
Mm-hmm.
But the commands all do something. They physically do something in the game world. So that's what I want to see.
Let's just play this one then and see if it's the same here, done that nothing is illustrated.
The repeat command blocks repeat executing commands 20 times per second. The chain command block is placed behind the command block, and it only executes commands if and only if the command block in front of it is powered.
I can't pay attention to this voice. It's so
command block.
No intonation, no pace, no slowing down or speeding up. I'm done with it at 50 seconds in.
Yeah, I'm not
hearing it anymore. The words.
Yeah, the words are running over each other because they keep saying command block over and over again in the same exact tone. Now it did show like the repeating, so it said hi 20 times or whatever.
I saw that.
So it showed that you can do incredible things with these blocks. You can build really crazy automated Minecraft maps and stuff. So I just would like to see these blocks in those styles of environment, you know? And I know this is like a criticism that goes beyond the production of the video now, but the reason I'm going so in depth on this is because you're doing a tutorial that's been done a lot and you want to stand out, right? You want your videos to reach as many people as possible. Minecraft is a game about putting your own spin to it. So you have an opportunity to do a command block tutorial that teaches a very specific aspect of a command block while also showing something really cool. You can build something and then click the command block and have it blow up or have it do, you know, whatever it needs to do. And then you start the video and say, I'm going to show you how to do what you just saw using command blocks. You know, today we're going to use these 4 different styles of command blocks, and we'll get to the commands you need in a bit. Blah, blah, blah. First, I built a structure. You know, you can tell a whole story with this tutorial. And again, very mechanical, very just like, here's a bunch of command block facts for you that you probably could find on a wiki.
So, Dan, we've gone through quite a lot here. We're not expecting this creator to try and improve everything all at once. So,
No.
if there is one thing that you think this creator should focus on for their next video, what would you say that is?
I have 2 things, and I don't know which one of them I would like to focus on more.
Pick one. You only got one.
I think the first thing I'd be working on is the voice.
I agree.
Because people are not going to get through these tutorials, even if this is even if I'm wrong, and I could be wrong, but even if this is a tutorial that people really do need, you made this because maybe you feel like not enough people focus on command blocks in the way I'm focusing on command blocks. So if you disagree with me, that's totally fine. The biggest issue here is that, you know, not even a minute into the video, Rob was just checked out. Like, that voice is so grating. It's so hard to listen to. We can't take it seriously. It's so important to get a voice, a human voice on your content. And you can do that in a few different ways. There's better AI robot voices out there. Some that I've heard lately have tricked me completely. So you could invest in one of those. Another option we tell people to do is go on websites like Fiverr or Upwork and find a voiceover artist, write your script, and have them record it for you. It doesn't cost as much as you would think, and you get a human voice in your channel. That's if you really don't want to be on yourself. But the cheapest option, and the one that's the best, in my opinion, is to invest in a microphone that costs like this one. This was like less than $100, the AT2020, and away you go. You've a great microphone, and you have to practice. You're not going to sound great the first time you do a video, but you get to be in the video. You are, doing the voiceover for your own content. You are now the host of your YouTube channel.
I agree. You were already writing a script for a robot to read out. You just read it out instead, and you, over time, practice and perfect narrating voice. And all creators go through this experience and trial and error. But I think both Dan and I agree that your videos will be infinitely more listenable than where you're currently at.
Yeah. I appreciate the thumbnails they're doing are very, easy to understand. They're going the Minecraft how-to route, with their content, which is great. Their channel's focused on Minecraft, which is great. I think we looked at a Minecraft Railway channel last week, didn't we?
Yeah, I think you're right. We did.
But they've now gotten away from using the same exact thumbnails over and over. Although their Railway videos were doing much better.
Yeah, it looks that way.
Yeah. And then, by the way, there's another option I didn't even mention here. You can absolutely do interesting Minecraft videos without a voiceover on them. If you use editing the right way and you use music and sound effects the right way, I've seen plenty of channels who demonstrate something and it's very clear what's happening and there's no voiceover. And that can actually, if you're really good, that can be a benefit to you because now channels or now viewers from any country could watch this video and get something out of it. So command blocks, that's not going to work. They're, you're typing in English. It's just not going to work the same way, but there's probably some tutorials you've done in the past where you don't need to enlist the help of the robot voice. You just show, and you show in a really clear, engaging way, but that takes practice.
And we are not going to reference block facts for this one, so I don't think it's quite relevant.
Yeah, not quite for this one. All right. So there we go. I do hope you found that helpful. Now, we have two different forms, like I said earlier, and they have the exact same amount of responses right now, which is very weird to me.
Dun, dun, dun.
So what we do is we use a friend. I forgot to introduce our friend properly. Sorry. Let me rewind a second. It's called the Claw. And we use it to pick your channels.
Dan has to play that every week because he made it. And he gets royalties every time he plays that.
Yeah. In the form of my paycheck. And then Disney gets royalties whenever you play that.
No, that was parody.
All right. So we have a non-gaming channel here. Sorry, I got thrown for a loop. It is the Ranting Robots. Okay, I'm getting 1960s era Doctor Who vibes here. It looks like they are reviewing games as these characters. So this should be really interesting. Let's watch the latest one.
Is it a gaming channel or a non-gaming channel?
It's a non-gaming channel. Do you think it's a game? They're all game reviews, aren't they?
Yeah.
Should we save it for the gaming section? Because I do want to see what they do.
Yeah, I am intrigued. I am intrigued because it looks so out there.
Now, normally we would say if you say you're a non-gaming channel and you submit it on the wrong form, go away. But this is such an intriguing channel. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to look at it. But we are going to select another non-gaming channel.
You are the host. These are your rules.
I'm-
Your house, Dan.
They change every second, these rules. They're mine, and I can change them whenever I want. All right. SGT Studios. All right. It is an art channel.
Shorts mostly.
Mostly shorts. They did do a 29-minute video. They're drawing Pokemon.
Yeah. Is there enough long form videos to justify watching one of them?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I think it's mostly shorts. We could
Yeah.
look at this one after, but maybe we
Okay.
should just look at a short. I don't know if this music is going to be a problem or not. I'll just mute it. We know it's dramatic music.
Yeah, but we assume there is no voiceover narration. It is just some what sounded like a bit sinister music.
I'm hearing strings. I'm hearing brass.
Okay.
Yeah.
So presumably this is a Pokemon character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Whooper.
They're being time lapse drawn and drawn to a very high standard. Looks pretty cool. That shot was what, about 20 seconds or less, I would say, Dan.
Yeah.
So my guess is the appeal of this is that you have your own unique art style for these Pokemons, and I'd say it's doing a pretty effective job. I think speed is key, and I think you've got the speed just about right of the transition from the very basic form at the very beginning, and you dedicated a shot to you, I think drawing on a tablet. Was that at the very beginning? And
Yeah.
then transitioned into screen recording to color it in. And so I thought that was a nice little bit of a pattern interrupt to keep the viewer engaged.
I kind of wonder if they're doing a square short anyway. What if they were to crop a little bit more and then do a side by side, except at top and bottom, where you can still see their arm drawing, and then you're seeing the finished product underneath it. The reason I bring that up is because I'm thinking to myself, this is so cool. Like, this looks so good. But for YouTube Shorts, is it going to be something that people stick around and watch? You know, because it's dramatic music and it's drawing, and I feel like it's missing just that extra bit to take it to the next level, right? That extra bit of, like, you know, this is really extra special, extra unique.
So if you were going to have both on screen at the same time, would you have this portion of the drawing on the bottom half of the screen? Because it's going to be covered up by the text and the buttons, but you want to have a clean view of what's being drawn.
You're right. So yeah, swap those. So yeah, put your hand at the bottom, still drawing.
Yeah.
And then at the top, you have the product, the finished product kind of coming together.
Yeah.
So one's a screen recording in your computer, and the other is still your camera on your hand. Assuming you're still using this drawing tablet the entire time, maybe it's a keyboard and mouse, and it's not as interesting.
Sure.
But if you're going to have this kind of drawing tablet, I imagine you're probably using it the whole time. This is kind of the setup shot. So that would be one suggestion. I think it would make it look a little more like visually, like it would have that visual satisfaction to it, I think, a little bit more. Also, we got to get to the beginning of the video again. There is one rookie mistake that you made, and it's not a big deal, but I think it'll help. So let me let it loop again. I wish I could just fast forward. Okay. So the problem with this shot is that it's on the wrong side of your arm. The camera should be on the other side, to the opened end of your hand.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
Because the arm is covering the majority of the drawing.
Yep. Fair point. Fair point.
So yeah, that would be one easy fix. And because this is the first few frames that people are seeing, if they're scrolling by a little too quickly, to them they just saw an arm on a white screen, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that will help. Also, I think if you weren't able to move your camera, it should start here, because now we're looking at a distinct character. Whereas before, again, like I said, it's an arm on a screen. We don't know what you're about to draw if we're not reading the title, which I think a lot of people watching shorts probably don't read the title when they're just kind of swiping through. Yeah, that's another thing. So It sounds like I'm nitpicking, but with shorts, your thumbnail is this first couple of seconds of the whole video. Like, it's actually crucial that people recognize immediately what they're about to get.
Unless there's some sort of psychology behind you just seeing this hand moving very quickly. So you know they're drawing something, but you don't see it immediately, and then the reveal comes 2 or 3 seconds in.
I would test.
That's just a counterpoint, Dan, because I was thinking, yeah, right. And then all of a sudden, you were saying it should start here, and it made me think, but maybe I would like to see them drawing the top half of it, and that's what we were seeing.
Yeah. Well, no matter what, I think we can both agree the open hand, the swapping of the camera angle would be crucial either way. I would test and see how your retention is on videos where the character's already kind of partially drawn a little bit versus from zero, you know, because that'd be really interesting. I bet there is a psychological trick there that people are like, what's going on here? What's happening? But yeah, definitely these are little things I'd be working on. And yeah, I don't know what else you could add to this video to make it a little more unique. Maybe if there's a voiceover explaining something about the character, or you know what I mean? Like, just it needs a little extra something.
I mean, if you were going to keep it like this, you know, square image, you could have at the top something along the lines of how long it took you to make in real time, might be, or like a timer running in a time lapse time, because I'm guessing this took like 3 hours to make. So that might add something visually interesting. Or you might include some interesting facts, like how many colors did you use, or like what tools did you use within a software making tool, just to add, because that might make them watch twice. They'll watch the first time to see the drawing, and then they'll watch the second time to catch all of the statistical facts about it.
Yeah,
to give it more replayability, just as an extra idea visually.
I mean, yeah, you're right. You could do like a challenge timer. You know, you're trying to draw this character in an hour or whatever's reasonable.
Awesome Pokemon facts. What does it evolve into? When did this character first appear? Or if it's your own unique creation, what's the inspiration?
Yeah. There's a lot you can do with this, but these are just hopefully some ideas to help you make this content just that much more unique. We picked it apart in a big way, but I mean, it's worth noting for a video that was posted on the same day as another one, and they're both getting like 1,000 views. Like, that's really good.
Yeah.
Some of these though have completely like flopped in terms of when they were uploaded, how many views they currently have. Like, this one didn't go anywhere. And I guess we can kind of see why, right? Like, I think the hand on the screen added something. You know what I mean? That's just seeing the character quickly being drawn by nothing. It's not nearly as interesting to me as seeing the hand there, like sketching it out. So I think that was already a big improvement. We could take a look at the 29-minute video just to see how it's different.
Go on then. Let's get the first 15 seconds. So is this just in real time then?
I think it is. And
I'm already, I must admit, after 15 seconds of not seeing anything on screen, I am a little bored.
Yeah. So 15 seconds, nothing, no ink on the paper yet. I'm going to say the video starts there. Something was drawn. So 19 seconds in, and things are starting to kind of happen.
So just jump to like the last 10 seconds. Have they literally created this in 28 minutes, 30 seconds?
Yeah, they're kind of doing something back here.
Yeah, I would assume that other artists who do this, if they might almost treat it like a live stream where we're just having a conversation with our audience, like the techniques that they use, where they learn them from, some random sidebar stuff like this looks like what Jerry would look like from Tom and Jerry if he evolved. I don't know. I'm waffling a bit here, but because I think you're only using a certain part of your brain probably when you're being an artist, which allows another part of your brain to almost have like conversation. Do you know what I mean here?
Yeah.
Like, when you're playing a video game, you can play a game and also have a conversation with somebody because it's using a certain part of your brain.
It depends on the game.
I sense this is kind of similar, where you've probably got a bit of brain space to do something that makes it more engaging with the audience, or maybe not really. Maybe you do really have to focus on what you're drawing, and you can't have any distractions.
Yeah, they did stream that.
From the viewer's point of view, it's a bit.
Yeah, they did stream that. I would have liked to hear them, talking to the audience,
especially if it's a live stream.
Yeah. And this is definitely like you also able to make shorts at the same time. You drawing this in the course of a half hour could be a really cool speed draw short afterwards, all said and done. And so you get a chance to build a community, connect with your audience, and then you also have a short that's probably going to reach a whole new audience. And that content kind of flows into itself. The shorts promote the long form video promotes the shorts. So it's a really good symbiosis. And I'd like to see that kind of pattern continue. But I think if you're going to do these streams, I want to learn a little bit more about you, as an artist.
Shall we try the ranting robots then?
Yes. So this is another channel we picked. We kind of determined it's probably more suited to be a gaming channel. Let's see what we're going to get here. I'm very nervous.
Do you like acrobatic goth chick witches who lick lollipops in front of men to make their penises smash?
Okay, so not sure about this channel. Don't know if we should continue listening.
It's also funny that it's a human using a robot voice. It's got the broken the fourth wall in terms of AI there.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. If any channel could have done with the robot voice. Maybe the short isn't it's so much less time to offend everybody, right?
This is your show, Dan. You can get cancelled.
It's them saying it's not fair. Like they're the ones saying that. Yeah, I don't know. Here's what. Do you
want to try Splatoon 3? Because that's more like a kid friendly.
Yeah.
We'll give them one more
getting arrested every time you dump paint upon thriving ecosystems or cops' faces? Well, this game will do just that while combining your loves of both seafood and graffiti. So hold on to your human genitals and get.
You see, I'm not laughing because I find it funny. I'm laughing because it's on this live stream, and we try and avoid this type of stuff.
It's a case of know your audience.
Yeah. Where are they filming this?
I feel like this is a TV studio from a student, like a college.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. Like a what's it called? Room in a college like TV studio. So that they have this space right now at their disposal, and they're using it to make these videos.
Can we just scrub through the video and see what's all right? Dan's gonna mute it definitely.
Yeah.
All right. So it is jumping to the game itself. Again, what I'm gonna say is that the robot voices are probably fresh and unique for the first 45 seconds. But then once you're 2.5 minutes in, go on, let's risk it one more time, Dan. Just go 2.5 minutes in and play the audio.
Teen humans train in ramshackle sheds in the woods when preparing to go on.
I don't know if I could stomach listening to that for an entire video. Again, personally.
Yeah. I would tend to agree. It's like funny for like an intro, and maybe it can be in all the videos and the robots tell a crude joke, but yeah, like I kind of think this should be a human host, right, for the channel that's having kind of like you deal with Savage every week, right? Like
yeah.
It's this character that comes in. Like if we did 2 hours of Savage audits, like people already kind of tolerate Savage. If we did 2 hours of that, like you'd all leave. You just wouldn't stick around for that character.
Well, let us know in the chat if you would like a 2-hour Savage live stream. We'll see if we can arrange that with him.
So I think it would be a fun, like, if the robot was this antagonist that was like saying crude things and doing things they shouldn't be doing, and the human has to come in and go, stop, stop, stop.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I am going to reprogram you. This is ridiculous. You know, and then they are the ones that explain the actual game. But I'm dead serious, and I know we're making light of it and stuff because it's on our live stream crap. You know, they said words we don't like. That aside, like, you really do need to know your audience here. The Splatoon, Nintendo, we're talking about youngsters. You know, this game appeals to a lot of young viewers. I think if a kid was like looking around YouTube and their parents happen to be in the room and they clicked on this particular Splatoon review, the parents would, you know, make sure to your channel doesn't come up again. So just, you know, know your audience, I think is going to be like my biggest advice here.
The content is definitely out there and something different, and that is what viewers are looking for. So I
Yeah.
don't want to stifle your creativity here. But I think, as you
Yes.
said, Dan, Nate talks about this, where the video has to have a certain pace, and that pace can sort of like go up and down, and then really high, and then drop down a bit, and it keeps the viewer thinking, refreshing. And I almost feel as if with this robot style, the pace and tone and style of it's very flat, and I worry that it could get quite grating quickly. And again, where are they filming now? I think you're right, Dan. They're on location somewhere.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're at Dunder Mifflin now.
I think this is a high school or college like media program, like that has like studios and stuff.
Yeah.
I've definitely been to schools like that, and that's what it looks like to me.
There's clearly a lot of time and work and effort going into the content of these. So even if this idea doesn't necessarily succeed long term, I feel as if you are just another idea away from cracking the nut here.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think there's something to this. It's just we couldn't listen to it because we know our audience that, you know, we're making content for. We try to make sure it's, you know, more closer to PG. So if you're picking games to review, Elden Ring, crude jokes, makes total sense. The game is rated for an older audience, but Nintendo like games, like big hit Nintendo games, that's going to kind of be a different story. But yeah, interesting ideas. I think we've
Everything
given...
we're reviewing is quite old, isn't it, Dan? Like Elden Ring was 6 months ago. Splatoon, I think Splatoon 3 came out fairly recently. That's probably why it's got a few more views on it.
Mhm.
But then, well, I think was that Bayonetta that they were reviewing? I can't remember
Yeah.
what came out on the Switch.
Yeah,
Monster
you'd want to...
the Wii U, so that's a very old game. It's really the characters and the personality that's carrying the review of that game. What about Sort by Most Popular? Have they had any breakout pieces of content? Because I've got 5,000 subscribers. Okay. Nothing
Robots do the Harlem Shake, so 9 years ago.
Blimey, so they've had these characters for 10 years. Goodness.
Huh. So that's interesting. They kind of got in on a trend.
There must have been a massive break in the content output here. Like, I bet if we scroll through chronologically, it'll all of a sudden go to like
not
7 years ago or something.
9 years, 3 months. So
Oh, right. Okay. So they've
extra offensive reviews on our Patreon. So yeah, the offensive robots are like...
They've had these costumes sat in a closet somewhere for 9 years.
Yeah, I get that. So I see now that we have a little more context, we know that the characters are offensive because they're supposed to be. But yeah, I still think for certain audiences, certain games that you're covering, there does need to be a recognition of the audience of that game.
It's definitely different.
Yeah,
and I applaud you for that.
Mhm.
And yeah, we just can't watch one in detail because we're trying to not offend our audience. But you know, you are more than welcome to have that on your own channel as long as you know what your target audience is.
Yes. All right. Well, good luck. Yeah, I think our more what do you call it? I think our biggest tips there are going to be just like more current games. I think that's going to be what helps this channel the most is reviewing something. If you can get something early, that's even better, but obviously that takes a while. But yeah, reviewing something day one, if possible, is going to be like your biggest tool.
I like your idea, Dan, where there's a constant conflict where there's a human and a robot, and they're constantly fighting against each other in a war of binary morals of some kind. Like you have this straight lace, the straight guy who's just trying to do a game review seriously, and then this robot that's just trying to take them off all of the time in whatever weird and wonderful subjects they want to talk about.
Yeah, and that would definitely solve the issue that we're worried about happening, where people get kind of tired of the put on the robot voice that they're using. All right, very interesting channel. Why don't we take a look and see on our forums? We're up to 400 responses on both, so we'll just go ahead and roll with the claw one more time, and not one more time, many more times. 266, and we'll look at a non-gaming channel. Relaxing nature sounds. From Relaxia.
Wonder how much we're going to be able to say about this one.
So, yeah, as I expected, very long videos. I'm assuming there's literally nothing we could say in terms of production to help here.
I can't hear anything. Can you?
It's very quiet.
Okay.
You hear the piano?
I can hear it a tiny bit now, yeah.
Calming piano music with nature for sleeping and stress relief. So we kind of get the idea. A lot of different shots here.
Stock footage plus royalty-free sound / music equals YouTube channel. I know I say that a little flippantly, but because there's such a low barrier to entry in this topic,
yeah,
it's already very, very, very competitive and very saturated. There must be at least 1 million rain on window relaxation videos right now. So how do you differentiate yourself? That's a question I don't necessarily know the answer to. My thought here would be to try and niche down into a particular type of relaxation, whether it's helping somebody to get to sleep in 15 to 20 minutes, or a person who's just got back from work and they're really tired. They don't want to go to sleep, but they need to relax for 30 minutes. Who is the ideal person you want to target with every single video and aim for that? Because I may be wrong here, but I'm assuming that you've not gathered this footage and audio yourself. And I apologize if I'm completely wrong here. Is there anything in the description, Dan, that might aid us with this?
A lot of like keyword phrases, basically.
Yeah.
But nothing talking about where they got the content from or anything like that. And it feels like the loop is really short because I scrubbed to a random part in the video and it flashed with a black screen. And I thought that was my browser loading, but so I rewound and it just did it again.
Right.
So I'm actually kind of worried that the loop of this content is too short, like to a point where it might be distracting.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be like a simple fade, would suffice. But yeah, if it's going to constantly like flicker like that and the relaxing rain sound is going to stop, that's, I imagine, going to bother the viewers. So, oh, see, it did it again.
Right.
That's got to be a really short loop.
Yeah.
So I did find something.
I guess the other question is how much do people watch these videos other than just having them playing in the background? That's something that still puzzles me. Like if I was having relaxation sounds, I would be using like Spotify or an audio player. But I must admit, I'm not into this space at all.
Yeah, I'm not either. I don't really seek out content like this.
Do you have it playing on the television, like in your main room, while you're just reading a book?
I mean, I don't, but I mean,
Yeah.
do people?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a lot more interesting to see somebody set up like a camera in their actual like backyard if they kind of live backed up to some woods or something. And like the channels I actually like putting on for the cat are like the ones with bird feeders, and you just have birds constantly like flying in and out, and they're like live streams. My cat loves that. Like, I'll keep that on for hours. But yeah, stuff like this, I don't really seek it out, so it's really hard to advise. I think production wise, I did happen to notice the looping
Yeah.
on the video was very obvious. And I think if people do start to watch these, they're going to be clicking off of it after about 4 or 5 of those loops, and they realize, oh, like this is just going to constantly do this, and it's going to be very distracting.
So not knowing much about this space and just using my own experience, here's what I would do if I was starting a channel like this. The anecdotal evidence here is that fall asleep in seconds with this amazing rain sound, the one over to the right. I would make 10 videos that were all titled Falling Asleep in Seconds with this blank sound, whether it's fire crackling, wind sweeping, sky, wind blowing noises. So I would title them all in very much the same way. I'm going to target with every single video that I make the concept of helping somebody fall asleep. It doesn't matter necessarily what the sound effect is, as long as I think it's going to be relaxing, it's going to aid them getting to sleep. That's where my titling structure would be. Beyond that, I'm not sure how I'm differentiating myself from the very first channel that created this type of content in 2008. There's been many channels since who have done exactly the same thing and now dominate this as a search term.
The loop on this one's also very short. You can just kind of like see it.
You've already spotted it, have you?
Yeah, twice now.
Yeah.
I think and I don't even know if this would work, but I feel like a channel like this like has a better chance at winning if they go out and shoot the content themselves and really get some unique perspectives and let the camera roll for the appropriate amount of time, because this is just going on a stock footage site, grabbing one clip of some rain, then one accompanying audio clip, and looping both of them endlessly and then however long you want, 10 hours. And it's very clear where it loops. I don't know. There's something about it that doesn't feel like a lot of care is going into this content. And I wonder if you're somebody who looks for this content, I wonder if that would matter to you. You know, it kind of matters to me, but this content isn't for me. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's low effort because it doesn't require you to create any content. It doesn't require you to present any content. It's a process of being able to use a computer and taking two elements, an audio and visual element, and putting it together in a video editor. Yeah. And I know I'm breaking that down into its very constituent parts, but I think anybody who's watching this live stream right now could watch one tutorial and know how to make this type of content.
Yeah.
Which makes it very competitive.
Yes. I've never seen like how to make this kind of content. I inherently know how. And I'm also kind of surprised at the lack of content. Like from a channel audit perspective, we'd be telling you to make more because you've only uploaded a few videos in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And it's either way, even if this is content that's being highly sought out, you have way better chances of getting an audience if you're going to continue making content. But if you're going to stop and take really long breaks, that's definitely going to slow down your progress.
An observation here from the homeless scribbler. Relaxica A is a play on Metallica. So why don't you do a relaxation channel to Metallica music?
I'm
joking. How would you be able to do that?
I don't know. I've heard people.
That would be different. That would be a very
different renditions of songs.
Fall asleep in seconds to this Metallica music.
Yeah, but on a violin or something. All right. Well, we spent a lot of time on that one. Let's move on. I need to update the claw now to just head up to 450 here. And we're going to pick a gaming channel. All right, it's 177. All right. Minecraft and fun is what this channel is about.
Neozist.
Something like that.
I didn't like Minecraft. Knife and Bread 2.
Yeah, channel audit hat on for just a moment. If you're going to do shorts like this on your Minecraft channel, don't. These are for a different channel because now your shorts are going to recommend your long form videos, and it's not the same kind of content. So you're kind of pulling in the wrong type of audience with these shorts. All right.
Play mini games.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm just going to be doing a bit of mini games, which are going to be TNT Tag, TNP, Run, and Sky Wars. So let's get into the video. So alright guys, so we're going to do TNT Run first, which is absolutely one of my favorite mini games to play. It's like it's like super cool. That's what I say. And this one's gonna like be one of the worst maps because you have to wait for 24 people to start it. So
So it's 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Initial thoughts.
I don't want to criticize this creator too much. So I want to say, keep making content, keep sharing your passion with like-minded Minecraft players on YouTube, and just aim to improve one thing every time you make a video. So my first suggestion here would be your audio and presentation. I actually felt like when I heard the first 5 to 10 seconds, I wanted to slow the video speed down to 0.5 because it felt very rushed. And I'm guilty of this myself. When I get nervous or when I press record, I just want to get all of those words out of my mouth into a microphone as quickly as possible, just so I can get it over and done with. You have to try and fight that instinct and enjoy the process. Enjoy speaking with the camera and the microphone. Imagine it's your friend and you're going to have fun with it with a different tone, pace, voice. You're almost going to sing to that microphone without actually singing to it, if that makes any sense. You know, have the fun. And it just feels like right now you're a bit nervous behind the microphone, but that's fine. It will get better over time. So that was my initial thought, Dan. What about you?
Yeah, that's good advice. I think from I want to say production, but it's not really production. It's just from a matter of like priority in terms of what I'd be putting in the video, in the final cut of the video. Explaining what the game is that you're about to play is fine, but I feel like what we're doing right now is waiting with you in the waiting room. And I think it would have been better if the video started with you playing TNT Run.
Right.
And then, you know, for example, so in your editing software, you would do this. You would kind of have the footage in the background quiet, and you would be talking over it in post. And you'd be saying like, today we're playing TNT Run in a few games, but this is TNT Run and this is how it works. And in the background, it's kind of already starting, but maybe not a whole lot's going on yet. Maybe you're collecting some items or whatever. And you're just kind of talking people through what's going to happen. And then it kind of transitions into the actual gameplay. And you're cutting into really interesting moments where, you know, things are going wrong for you, just the interesting, funny bits. So I guess what I'm suggesting here as you continue uploading videos is keep this in mind and continue trying to improve these early sections of your video and throughout as well. But yeah, it kind of feels like it's the whenever I go into a lobby, this is exactly what it looks like in every single minigame I've ever played. Characters are in a lobby running around and jumping.
Everybody jumping.
Yeah, if you watch behind the character we're watching, like, you know, everyone's doing it because they're just waiting and you just have to do something. You got to fiddle, you know, in your Minecraft. You're just playing because you just got to do something with your hands.
It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, so everyone's doing the same exact thing. And then it looked like the game did start, like a bunch of people finally got shoved into an actual room.
Or if it's a first-person shooter with a lobby, everybody's knifing each other.
Exactly. That's the Minecraft equivalent.
Yeah.
So this is where I would kind of want the video to start, I guess. The one problem, and you don't have much control over this, but the one problem with this particular game you've chosen is how dark this room is. And YouTube loves to take dark games and make them darker. But let's kind of listen for a bit and see what's going on.
1K, I will be dyeing my hair a color of your guys' choice. I was talking to you, so I couldn't see that. You, the viewer, who is a red imposter skin? That's us. Vico JI. That's
So, like, okay, another editing tip for you. So you drew attention to someone who has a red imposter skin. In those moments, that's where you would go into your editing software and you would take that person and like you double up on the clip, you put it back over in slow motion or something, and zoom in on it so we can see, because you saw something that I didn't see and you kept talking about it, but it's not on the screen. So those are things like that. Again, it all comes with practice, and it kind of comes with doing this for a while and watching other Minecraft content creators do it as well, and understanding how they're putting these videos together. You watch any Minecraft creator, though, who is going to reference another player, and that player usually appears on the screen in some capacity.
Do you think the music was added post-recording?
a bit sus.
I do.
Is
I think
piano
they're
music something that you usually hear in these Minecraft servers?
no,
Right.
definitely big epic. It needs something back there, but yeah, the piano music's kind of weird. It's kind of setting the tone for this video, and it's kind of very like, that's how it's making me feel. But this is supposed to be like a really exciting, intense game.
Right.
So it's yeah. Also understanding the mood of this is going to be important. So those are our tips for you. We've kind of given you, we could probably continue, but we've kind of given you a lot to work with there.
Sure.
There's a lot of incremental improvements you can be making over time. But it's cool that the channel is focused. You clearly have like your passion, and the channel's focused now. So you have your passion. It's Minecraft. You're trying some different things, which is great. Just keep practicing, get some videos out there, and try not to do announcement videos. Just when you're still growing, when you're at this level, like don't do this. In fact, I would just never do it. Just do whatever it is you wanted to announce, because announcement videos tend to only reach like a small fraction of your audience anyway.
Is there a tutorial on YouTube on how to claim free cookies when you subscribe to a channel? I see this banner everywhere.
I know.
And I'm just like, the logistics of doing this must be an absolute nightmare.
No one knows where to get the cookies from. Yeah. And that's what they're banking on, I think.
Yeah.
But you can get sued for this.
Yeah. Manipulator metrics. Yes, terms of service.
All right. So let's go ahead and draw a non-gaming channel. 383.
383. If you are enjoying this live stream, by the way, please do share your enjoyment through a slice of pizza as an emoji. And the reason I say that is because I had a warmed up Panago pizza, #not-sponsored, last night, and it was very nice.
Oh.
Sometimes I actually enjoy warmed up pizza more than when it's originally baked, because the oven makes it a little more crusty. And I think I like a crustier base. Like, I love Pizza Hut for their pan pizza. And when you put other pizzas in the oven, it tends to turn it into more of like a grand pan style. Discuss in the chat if you agree after your pizza slices.
All right. So Thomas Potter is doing Blender tutorials.
All right.
Really nice thumbnails here. Really
deja vu. I feel as if we may have channel audited this person before, but
yeah, we definitely could have. It's kind of familiar to me as well.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the latest one.
All right.
Just want to go add a HDR environment texture. You can just go grab one from HDR Haven. So what you want to do is just go HDR. Haven.
Okay, I think I've been thrown into the deep end here.
Yeah,
a little bit. This I would say this video isn't very welcoming to the viewer.
Yeah.
It's almost like we're peeping through a hole in the wall in your bedroom, and you're just doing this on Blender. Could you kind of introduce what you sold in the thumbnail and the title a little bit? I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they were about to do that in the next. I guess the argument is that it's a very short video, but even then I would like some sort of hook.
Is this the advice that we've given in the past of like, stop doing intros, coming back to bite us in the butt?
It could be.
because we don't want you to sit there and tell people, hey, welcome back to my channel, be sure to subscribe and blah blah blah. Like, we want your videos to just start. However, it also is important to keep in mind some like storytelling elements here, because the thumbnail and the title are a little bit vague. It's kind of telling me what I'm going to get. So I'm going to click make your landscape renders look awesome. And the before and after,
They're good. I think they're good.
they're good. But I would like the host to tell me, how do you go from this to this, like in the video, right?
Yep.
And I'm going to show you today using HDRI blah, blah, blahs, right? and then start doing it. So what you need to do is go here and here and here. And I was also going to say that, do you have trouble hearing what he was saying? Like, not because of the volume, but because the way, like, the enunciation wasn't great, or was that just me?
Let's keep listening.
All right.
YouTube Polyhaven, it'll just have a bunch of HDRs. Just go browse HDRs, and then you can just go scroll through, find out whichever one you want. The one I use currently is
A little bit.
I think I know what it is. It's that the fact that they're turning away from the microphone sometimes when they're talking, like they're kind of just doing this whole thing.
Okay.
So you can hear it, but you have to listen really carefully. So just kind of be aware of that.
It also sounds like the gain is really high, so the microphone's very sensitive, but they're speaking at quite a low volume to try and counteract that. I don't know if that's intentional or not.
The sound quality is good to me. I liked it.
It's all right.
But yeah, it was hard to understand what was being said.
So anyway, they're getting their HDR blah blah blahs done. Let's carry on.
I think I use 06. This one, you can just go choose what resolution. I usually use HDR because it's I don't know, sometimes smaller, sometimes bigger. Choose whichever one you want, and then just download it. Yeah, see we render, have like just a decent thing, and then I'm just gonna go add a lot.
I didn't quite follow that again. The audio wasn't clear enough.
Yeah, the audio wasn't super clear, and it's also you're moving so fast. Now that we're back into the software,
Right.
the screen is changing, but I'm not really following your cursor. I don't know what's happening. So if you could slow down a little bit, zoom in on the boxes that you're clicking, and then zoom back out. Like, keep in mind that the people who are watching this are probably familiar with Blender. They're probably not totally in the dark because this feels kind of advanced, but it also still helps to kind of make sure that you show and cover your bases and show what you're clicking on and be super clear about why you're clicking on it.
Maybe I'm being biased here because of a hook, but I don't feel as if I'm being respected as a viewer. I just need to grab onto the coattails of what this person's doing and hope that I learn something at the end of it. And if not, I'll have to rewatch it and then I'll get frustrated. And maybe that's because the creator is not looking directly into the camera, or they didn't kind of introduce what they're doing at the very beginning. I don't know, Dan. I'm sensing a coldness. Like, I'm not sensing a bond or a connection between the creator and the viewer.
It feels like this was clipped out of a live stream.
Possibly, yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah. So there's moments in the live stream where they were more engaged with the audience
Absolutely,
watching.
that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. And if that was the case, then it definitely needed a pre-recorded intro that you added after the fact or something. But yeah, I agree with you. It feels very distant. It feels like it's, I don't feel like I have like a teacher here that's going to like really guide me through this. I feel like I'm going to have to look over your shoulder. And if I don't follow what's happening, that's my problem.
That's a really good way of putting it, Dan. Yeah. That's perfect.
Can you tell I've learned in environments like that before?
Should we try, should we just, let's respect the creator here and maybe try another video that's a little bit longer to see if they are putting more effort into the introduction. Yeah, like how to low poly landscapes in Blender 3.1. Maybe that is the master video from this.
Today, I'm going to teach you how to make a low poly landscape inside Blender. Let's go. Okay, so here we are over inside Blender. Basically, what you want to do first is you can have your basic landscape. Usually what we'll do, so I have like two methods for making a landscape.
You definitely need to speak at 75% of the pace they're speaking at right now. It feels a little too rushed and a little fast. But at least I got to say hello to you a bit more there. You look directly into the camera and it's a very quick intro. That
Yeah.
was better.
Yes, that's kind of what I was saying before. Like, you're gonna learn this today in this video. I know earlier I said the title and the thumbnail should kind of sell you on that, but you still want something to help me understand them in the right place. And that what we just saw was like the bare minimum. Approaching it from a more storytelling kind of like aspect is like the next step to that. So it's, instead of you on the camera, it's like a camera moving through the environment. Like, these are the types of landscapes you can do in Blender. And I'm going to show you today how to make it happen. You know what I mean? Like, you can take what you did and bring it up to a few notches. But at the very least, I'm just happy that we got something.
What I don't doubt is this creator's knowledge and skill in Blender, and you clearly have a lot you can share with an audience and teach. But the teaching aspect of it is a skill I think you need to develop a little bit, at least from the clips that we've seen.
Yeah. So I think after seeing this, I'm feeling better. And you know what? Like, they're getting a lot of views. They're obviously covering, aspects of Blender that people are very interested in and want to know more about. So this is really cool. And whenever I see stuff like this, it makes me want to try it, even though I have no business trying to develop a game or anything similar. I see this, and it just, when you see stuff coming together in these types of environments, it makes it feel possible. It makes it feel like someone like me could create a low poly tree or something, So I appreciate that. But now it's like, to do that, I'm gonna need like a good teacher. I'm gonna need someone to, like, walk me through these steps.
And this is not going to stop us asking for our own Blender rendered characters. If somebody would like to do that in the chat for us, please. with no promise of anything, no audit, no video review, not even a cookie. We just want 3D Blender versions of ourselves.
Oh my gosh!
I might put you on the community tab. I think that's the best you'll get out of us.
Yeah, we'll put it there. Yeah. Bonus points if you make it into a dancing GIF. All right, so that's going to be a disaster. Let's go ahead and look for the next channel. Where are we at, by the way? So 436, 461. All right, 436 in the gaming form. We're covered. 322.
My wireless mouse is flashing red. Look, this means the battery is running out on my mouse. I need to fix it.
It's running itself out more, flashing like that.
I know that is. It's ironic that you say that, Dan. But yes, I'm going to use more power to tell you that I'm running out of power.
Mine does that, but it's just this little button here on the side. It turns red.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of glows. It doesn't seem like it uses nearly as much power as yours. Okay, so they do Pokemon gaming content. I do hope that you are getting ready to cover the new Pokemon games coming out here soon.
Some good views recently.
Yeah,
not that much content recently.
Now this was from 2 weeks ago. I was going to say, I'm wondering if they're talking about this Nuzlocke controversy. So there was a thing that happened where these two people, they've actually started their own YouTube channel now, but they used to work for Nintendo.
Yeah.
Kit and Krista, I believe. And they, on their new show, they talked about when they worked for Nintendo, they wanted to do a story about Nuzlocke, which is basically a way to play Pokemon that's not the way it was intended. But it's not, you're not breaking the game or anything. All you're doing is basically, if a Pokemon faints, you can't use it anymore. And there's a few other rules. So it's just a rule set that you hold yourself to.
I'm astonished that channel hasn't been taken down through some NDAs that they probably signed when they left Nintendo.
Right. Well, they revealed in this interview very recently that Pokemon, the company, was not happy with the suggestion of maybe covering that and said, no, we look at that as being just as bad as modding the game.
So.
And, they were making fun of how ridiculous that is. Well, the Pokemon company recently responded and said, no, big misunderstanding, whatever. This video is from 2 weeks ago, so it kind of predates this controversy, I think. But it's kind of interesting that that's the first thing I noticed. I'm kind of wondering if maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is right on time. Let's see.
That's bulk up. That was not the plan. This isn't even an Ice-type Pokemon. Why do you have a Medican? I'm going to go to Trident. If she uses a Psychic-type move, she is cheating. Oh god, Ice Fetch.
Pause.
Confession to me.
So I will confess, I had literally no idea what was going on there, but that's okay because I don't understand Pokemon.
I think
I saw some elements of hook there, like the very first text that we saw 7 months earlier. That's an interesting way of setting a scene for a story. And then there was some power that they were trying to use or not successfully using. And that was a self-contained hook to the video, which I felt was a little too long. I think it could have been shortened by a few seconds. But that's probably, for somebody who's following this Pokemon story, a pretty good intro. So I like that.
If you follow Pokemon enough, you kind of understood what was going on there.
Cool.
So it was a really compelling intro. I like the elements of storytelling being used. So it is not about the controversy, as I kind of suspected, given its age. But the title and thumbnail just make it seem like finding this video today, it kind of fits with that narrative. So it's kind of interesting. I wonder if covering a controversy like that on your channel would be, something to consider. Anyway, so that was really cool. Let's watch a few more seconds.
I've been playing Pokemon Legends Arceus into the ground on this channel, but it may have come at a cost. You see, before that, I was actually in the middle of my first ever Nuzlocke challenge in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, and, well, there's a case to say I abandoned it for 7 months.
Nice. Good editing.
Huh?
Good editing. Nice, sharp, snappy. Things appearing on screen. There's a good tone to his voice. No complaints really here.
Yeah.
Still haven't got a clue what he's talking about, but all good.
At the 7th gym. God damn, those badges are filthy. But aren't you guys in for a treat? Because I'm finishing this Nuzlocke right here, right now. First, let me give you a refresher of the rules and what's happened so far. A Nuzlocke challenge is a way to make Pokemon games more difficult by setting additional rules.
Well, this is almost like a TV show.
Music's really good. The editing's great. I think for first-time viewers, this is fantastic. Like you're kind of catching people up on what your channel's been through over the last few months, and also explaining what this is. For anyone who might have been following you and knows what this is, they might skip this part. But if they've been following you that long, it's probably nothing to worry about. They just want to get to the meat of it. They know what Nuzlocke is. They know why you took a break, and now they're just wanting to see what's going to happen. But for anyone who's new, this is great.
I think there was already 3 music transitions as well in under a minute, which I would love to be able to get to a point of doing with our videos. But the planning and the editing that is involved in that just makes me think we'd make 1 video a week if we tried to emulate that.
Yeah, when I find opportunities to switch songs, I have to ask myself, okay, but do I really, now if I'm going to do it in the first 40 seconds, how often am I switching songs, and how else can I use this? And yeah, I get very lazy when it comes to editing music and videos.
Allow me to catch the first encounter in each area, and if a Pokemon faints during my playthrough, it dies. It's gone for good, and I have to put it in my box, and I can't use it ever again. I also have to nickname all of my Pokemon with a self-made theme for this run of nicknames that are gym-related, hence the lovely display of names you see here. However, this isn't just a Nuzlocke, it's a hardcore Nuzlocke. That means there's also no healing in battle, the battle mode set to set, and to top it all off, there's a level cap. So I can't level up my Pokemon higher than the next gym leader's ace, making battles way more difficult. Up until...
So...
I truly sympathize with whatever problem you got right there. I truly sympathize. What are they talking about, Dan?
They're just explaining the rules. They've made the game very challenging for themselves for views, which I respect. Now, what happened with this content, just from a channel audit perspective, is that it didn't work. Bringing it back, it flopped when you compare it to your other videos. There's a lot of editing, a lot of work that went into that video.
Yeah.
And it did not resonate with the audience. And I'm wondering if that's because of Arceus, which, as you said, you had this newer game take over your channel now for a bit, and the audience has kind of moved on with you. And now the older game, they're not as interested. Just a guess. I don't know. It doesn't necessarily, you have the character from Arceus in here, so it doesn't necessarily like add up to me. Maybe they wouldn't they'd click on it not realizing it was an older version. But I don't know. That's just channel art perspective. I'd be reconsidering this in the future now if I got those kinds of views. There's a lot of really good editing. I have no feedback in terms of like how you could like production wise maybe improve.
Yeah. One experiment you could try and do is make videos of 5 minutes or less. Because I'm just thinking about the potential audience you're appealing to here. Maybe they're of a particular age and they prefer content of a shorter length. And just keep the editing and the storytelling as tight, but making it within like 3 or 4 minutes might mean that you can have a higher output of content. So I'm not telling you to sacrifice on quality. I'm telling you to maybe just basically shrink the length of the videos. Turn this 16-minute video on Oshawott, if I've pronounced that correctly, into 3 5-minute videos that could maybe focus on different aspects of that character, because that performed relatively well. And we've only 400 subscribers. How old is the channel? That's the next question. How many videos have we done?
Started a year ago.
Okay.
Playing Pokemon Snap.
Yeah.
So pretty new channel.
Newish.
Yeah.
Looks like they've gone from Let's Plays to these more video essay style of content. So it's good to see them breaking out from a genre of content that so many creators get stuck in for years, getting 10 views or less per video.
Yeah. It does seem to, like, when you look back at when they started this Nuzlocke challenge and they switched over to Arceus, like they were doing some shorts that were taking off, but like the Arceus content was really what kind of pulled their channel into, the views they're getting today. And going back to that now, with your more recent videos, it kind of makes sense why these viewers are not as interested, because I guess the Pokemon Arceus players, Arceus is a very, very different game, so maybe they're just not, they're not the same audience. It's kind of like two different audiences there. Perhaps I could be wrong, but it's just a guess. All right, well, we'll move on. I think we've definitely talked quite a bit. Let's just real quick. How are their outros?
Nuzlocke, and I can't wait to do one again soon in the future. So if you enjoyed my struggles and want me to do more, give this video a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Both are greatly appreciated. Oh, and if you think that's the end of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond content on the channel, boy are you wrong. See you in the next video.
So they did throw to another video.
Now, interestingly, that video that's their most recent video. So they didn't know exactly what they were throwing to. It's kind of a general passing over, wasn't it, to the next one? But it is only one call to action. And there was an attempt to keep the viewer engaged and watch this next.
Yeah, I do think that people left when you asked them to hit like. It's very clear the video's over, so a lot of people probably didn't see that call to action, but that's, a nitpick. All right, cool. We'll move on to the next one. We're going to need to update the claw. $210.
So as we're looking at this channel, Dan, just check your private chat. I've just sent you a little message.
Oh,
something.
Yes, thank you.
All right, we can wait on that. Let's channel first.
Good call. Thank you. Sometimes we just get really into video reviews. It is milk toast.
I would have pronounced that so differently, but I think you're right, Dan. Milk toast. Milk toast. I would have added an extra syllable. Animation?
Animation and memes, I guess. Do we dare?
Yeah, floppy ears animation meme.
Oh, wait, which one?
Well, this one I'll do. Sure, that one.
Mommy, I just want
I don't know if we could play the music.
Me neither.
So, okay.
So it's animating to the beat of the music. That seemed pretty cool and nice. I think this is ripe for shorts as opposed to.
It's only coming out of one channel, that audio. Yeah, I don't really get it, but it might not be for me, which is fine. I agree. I think YouTube Shorts would be a really good place for content like this. That being said, 23 subscribers, and this video is way more views than that. 221 views.
We should have a Jaws music on right now, like as Dan's cat just tails.
The tail cruising by. What kind of comments? What kind of engagement? 8 comments. 10 likes.
Now, there was some that are even shorter, like one of his 4-second ones. Poor Unfortunate Souls Part 4.
Yes. And
I just, that goes over my head completely. I do apologize.
Yeah, it felt like they were animating a scene from a movie or something.
Yeah, it sounded like it was a Disney movie. I'm sure somebody's screaming in the chat telling us what it is.
Yeah.
I don't
Whatever.
I think the strategy is fine. They're animated. I assume they're animated. They're doing their own animations to memes and music and whatever, and that's cool. I think that's a good idea. There's probably transformative content there. Make sure to try and use the YouTube tools when you get a chance, so that you don't get copyright claims. I worry you might do with some of this stuff. But it's just so short and quick. I don't get it immediately. I think the floppy ears one was probably the one I got I got the most out of.
Yeah,
cool and cute.
I think from from a video review standpoint, I guess it's just it's from The Little Mermaid. Okay,
someone would know the answer to that.
I guess it's just a matter of like, could these videos be longer? And I know that takes more time, but yeah, they feel incomplete, some of these. And not the floppy ears one, that one seems like it's exactly as long as it needs to be. But the My Stick thing didn't really do a whole lot. The Poor Unfortunate Souls, it kind of starts and stops very quickly, and there's not a lot to it there in terms of what the audience is getting. I'm sure to animate that took a long time. But animation content does take a long time, and I wonder if they're uploading just, because they want to keep getting videos out, and they're not like really doing a complete scene.
Can we do the Go Kitty Go animation meme 22 seconds?
Pump it up, kitty.
There's some music there. I'm gonna just talk over it. You can put the sound up a bit. All right.
So
I think there's a bit more to get into here. Like the scene's changing. There's 2 cats. They're singing to something. The paws are going up and down. I feel as if this is a better length. Usually we say video should be shorter. Hey, and watch our video next. I feel as if each of these should be round about 10 to 15 seconds. Whoa.
So distracting.
I should have a sound effect, shouldn't I? I should have the first few chords of Jaws and just press it every time.
Oh, I gotta get that. I'd love that. Okay, so yeah, I think what we're agreeing on is videos like that feel complete work really well.
Yeah.
Videos that feel like they're just a slice of a much longer video, it doesn't. I don't know. I don't know how far that video can really spread. It seems like you are building up an audience, though. There are people who are watching this content, like you're getting more views as you upload more, which is good. So please appreciate that we just might not be the exact right people who understand this content.
I didn't notice the view counts there, actually. They've picked up in the last 2 weeks, haven't they? All triple digits, which is good. Very good.
There's definitely something going on there. I just wonder, could there be even more views if it was a more complete animation that you were uploading every single time?
Mm-hmm.
Telling more of a complete story. All right, cool. So best of luck to you. Let's go ahead and check out on the gaming forum now.
Or
No,
Or-
except we got to talk about this first.
Hey,
Did you know that we have a bunch of tools, and those tools are being discounted right now? That's pretty cool.
oh my goodness.
50% off of 2 months of Boost, which is our entire suite.
2 months, 50% off. Sorry, I'm gonna keep interrupting you, Dan, as he talks.
Our entire suite of tools.
Our entire suite of tools.
All of them. We're just giving
all
them
of
away at this point.
Daily ideas, channel audits, thumbnail preview, title generator, the lot.
Yep. You can get it for a steep discount right now. That'll go ahead, install vidIQ on your browser. That'll put all this stuff over here. And you know, Rob mentioned daily ideas. This is going to cater to your channel and give you ideas for your videos.
How ironic is it that we're doing a live stream and like the first idea is a live channel trek? Of course, makes sense.
Thanks, Daily Ideas. You know us so well. And it will get to know you as well. So Daily Ideas is going to help influence more video ideas. And of course, you'll be able to take advantage. I want to show off the title generator as well, since you mentioned it. It's so incredible, this thing. If you're struggling to think of a catchy, interesting title, you can definitely play around with the title generator. So I have a title I already like here: Big Mistakes You Make with Shorts. But what if I typed in YouTube Shorts mistake? And I'm just like, that's not really a good title.
Yeah. It's a file name, is that, Dan?
Yeah, it kind of stinks. But I could do 6 YouTube Shorts mistakes you absolutely must not make. 5 mistakes you make when making YouTube Shorts. Watch this: 10 common YouTube Shorts mistakes everyone makes. 5 mistakes you're probably making on YouTube Shorts, and 5 common YouTube Shorts mistakes you're making. However you want to word that. You can also, if you don't like any of them, you can refresh. You get another batch. If you have Boost, you can just keep refreshing all day long if you want. And you can get all kinds of ideas for more catchy, more interesting titles. And if you're thinking, I didn't put 5, I put 4, then change the number to 4. It's really good at just giving you something to work with, and then you can edit it however you need. So that's just a couple of many, many tools that we have.
Many of the tools.
And there you go.
If you were looking at the iceberg of vidIQ there, you saw the top 2% of all of the stuff that's not going to sink your channel. Let's be clear. Like, and I'm using the iceberg metaphor. It is going to raise your channel up from the murky treacle of water that your channel is currently struggling with and fly you to the moon. What a wonderful metaphor I butchered there.
That was a tough one to follow.
Facts remain the same. 50% off for your first 2 months of vidIQ Boost. That gives you all of our software as well as the vidIQ Academy as well.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. Enjoy. You have like hours. I'm not going to tell you how many hours, but you have like hours to take advantage of this. Mere hours. All right. Was 210 what we just pulled for the non-game, or it was gaming this time?
It is true. I am a poet.
Forgot to put quotes around poet. It's
download vidIQ and you will be so cool.
And
that was it.
You're not going to close it out with a rhyme?
My semi-rhyming couplet.
It wasn't rhyming.
Cool and Q are close. Let's move on to the next channel.
Okay. It looks like another Pokemon gaming channel. Or there's Kirby. So it looks like they're playing a lot of different things. Why don't we check out then their latest video, which is Pac-Man World.
Cool thumbnails, by the way.
Yeah.
Well before any of us were even an idea. It's truly a crazy thing to think about. All this stuff going on, where were we? Nowhere to be found. Until eventually we suddenly exist. And once we exist, we have our first everything. We say our first words, walk for the first time, until eventually we, play video games. It's gonna happen to all of us, even if it means doing the Sudoku on your phone. What was your first video game ever? I believe I've brought this question up probably several times before this point. I don't care. And I've stated that I never knew what mine was. But after some deep thinking and
so they're a little more than 30 seconds in.
Yeah. Why don't you go first this time, Dan?
All right. So I've clicked on a video. You've convinced me. Your title and your thumbnail: Pac-Man World Repack Recap. So I don't exactly know what I'm getting in the title and the thumbnail, but let's put that aside for now. I know it's definitely going to be about Pac-Man. And the intro was a bit jarring.
Life went on well before any of us were even an idea.
It was very deep.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a little out there. It's so detached from the title and the thumbnail. What was going on in my head was, where is this going? And there was never a payoff to that hook. And now I realize once we're like 30 seconds in, you're getting onto the question of what's the first video game you played. So I can kind of see where you're going now with the Pac-Man reference. So I applaud the attempt at something different with the intro, but it's one of those where I think it was like almost too clever and too out of the box to have me a little lost. Sorry, Dan, if I interrupted your train of thought there.
No, that's exactly where I was too. I'm sure we get there because you're talking about old games, the first game you played, and maybe this intro does fit the title and the thumbnail in that Pac-Man world was the first game you played. But we're so far away from knowing that, in the 36 seconds. I guess the concern, and this is the reason we do these video reviews. The concern is if someone is giving your video a chance, right, and this is what they're getting out of the gate, they might be thinking like, this is not about Pac-Man. I don't know when it's going to be about Pac-Man. I really like Pac-Man. I just want to watch a video about Pac-Man right now. They're probably going to click away before you can like kind of get to the point.
So maybe the question for us, Dan, as viewers, is maybe we're not respecting the creator to some extent. Maybe this is a recurring character at the beginning of all of our videos. So should we just try the intro on another one just to see if there's a similar theme going on here?
Hey, how you doing? Doing pretty good?
No.
That's great. I'm not. You see, some of the most anticipated video game remakes of all time ended up being...
I love capturing little monster fellas and claiming them as my own. I love spamming text boxes. You must think I love Pokemon then, right? Well, it's a bit complicated. It's sort of on and off. When I was a kid, I loved the franchise, and it was during a...
Do you enjoy that intro more than the other one?
I did. I heard Pokemon music. I clicked on a video about Pokemon, so I felt like I was at least in the right place.
Yeah.
This is where I would nitpick. Like, if this was the first video I'd seen from you, I would just be nitpicking like the pacing of that intro. It could have just been a little bit more, like a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of weird that you're holding your arm up, and I know that's going to pay off in a second, so I'm not like too bothered by that. And the way you brought in the Pokemon remakes was funny, and the music stops, but you could have condensed that way more and still had the same effect. So that's my nitpick there.
Fair play for the courage of the presentation style, because I kind of feel I could sense that you were being an exaggeration of yourself. You use this phrase, dialing yourself up to 11, and being confident and brave enough to do that on camera. I applaud you for that. I think you'll get that to a more measured level and tone the more you do this.
Yeah, I agree. The title and thumbnail of this video made a lot more sense. Scarlet and Violet have me uneasy. You have Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, you have you looking uneasy, and then in the beginning of the video, that pays off very quickly. So yeah, I think this video is a much stronger start. It was from April. It's got 2,200 views, which is really cool to see on a channel that's, just over that amount of subscribers. Pretty fair amount of views there.
Good editing, good pattern interrupt, but what you've just pointed out there, Dan, is a quite staggered cadence. The publishing at this point, 4 or 5 videos a year?
Yeah, they're really not publishing a whole lot. And I've gone back 100 times. Sorry.
My assumption is they're putting quite a lot of time and effort into each video, as opposed to they just lazy. I clearly don't think that's the case. I think they're very committed to the content that they make, but they just either don't have that much time, or each video takes a long time to plan, script, film, edit. Because I think there's a lot of love, care, and attention going into what we've seen.
Yeah. So channels, I know we keep going back into channel audit mode, but I have some ideas I just want to share with this channel. Channels that you would want to model yourself after would be channels that kind of cover Nintendo, you know, for the most part. Like it looks like you kind of go outside that box, but I'm seeing a lot of Nintendo more than other things. So the Nintendo Direct that just happened isn't anywhere on your channel, but if you're going to be covering Nintendo, I would expect you to have some thoughts about it. And it seems like the kind of thing you could say that you hated the Nintendo Direct. You could just look at one game that was announced and you could do a whole video about that. Like, I feel like there's a lot of content opportunities for you. And I would be modeling my channel after channels that I've seen that, you know, cover Nintendo broadly, you know, rather than just covering one Nintendo game. Because it looks like you found some success here. Like you obviously, you know exactly what you're doing when it comes to titles and thumbnails. They're getting you views. I think it's just the sheer lack of content for this channel that is holding them back. So
word.
All right. Word's the word. We'll pick another one. 449 on the non-gaming form. We got to update the claw. This channel would like to inspire others. Their inspired word. I think it's going to be a Microsoft Word channel. Oh, I was wrong. All right. So they're doing shorts, and I have a concern right out of the gate. They are taking speeches from celebrities and uploading them to shorts.
I have seen other channels do this very, very successfully. Like one or two which got onto this style of content early on. And now, again, I assume this is one of those where there's maybe a bit more effort than relaxation content in it. You probably got to get the content and then you got to caption it. That's probably what makes this arguably transformational content. But we've not even clicked on a video here, Dan, and we're jumping to conclusions.
Yeah, I would like to look at a short, but I'm going to assume that it's mostly just exactly what we're seeing here.
My father could have been a great comedian, but he didn't believe that that was possible for him. And so he made a conservative choice. Instead, he got a safe job as an accountant. And when I was 12 years old, he was let go from that safe job. And our family had to do whatever we could to survive. I learned many great lessons from my father.
So, yeah, they've kind of captioned it and threw some music underneath it. How is their long form content is the real question.
Yeah.
For me, when I grew up, I always wanted to be the best. When I go out there, I really have to shut down my mind. I have to say to myself, you know what?
So do you feel like this is transformative enough?
So from a personal point of view, I would say no. Putting clips together and adding captions for me is not transforming the content. It is, at this point, a subtitle service. So I worry that this channel is going to get hit with repetitious, reused content or copyright content. Mm-hmm. I know this creator may say, well, this channel has 5 million subscribers, X billion views, they do it. I can't comment on that because I don't work for YouTube and I don't 100% understand the policies in place. But what is the goal of this channel? I guess this is what Heather would ask from Think Media. Is it just to try and get ad revenue from these shorts? Are you looking to maybe do affiliate deals on books that Elon Musk has written on or Jim Carrey's written? Is it just to get views and to inspire people with this motivational stuff? I don't know where to advise, unfortunately. You know, the content itself inherently seems solid. You know, there's some inspiring piano music. It seems to be captioned properly. The footage is good, but there are all sorts of risks and questions from a creator standpoint.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this creator is really risking their channel, perhaps one day getting pulled completely. If not, like you said, just being hit with a lot of different, YouTube service violations, terms of service violations. So yeah, nothing we can really say because it's not necessarily your content. So we will move on to the next channel after updating the claw here, because we got 495 and we got 474. So we'll just bump this up to 500.
In short, viewers are not coming to your channel because of you as a creator. They're coming because of what you've been able to collate from elsewhere. And that means you're very easy to replace as well as a content creator.
Yeah. All right, Nick Blas. I did choose deliberately a non-gaming channel.
I like the value proposition.
Or my cows will starve. That's actually fantastic.
It's an upgrade on getting a cookie.
Yeah. Okay, I'm already liking what I'm seeing in terms of titles and thumbnails. So why don't we take a look at this latest long-form video?
All right. Yeah.
I've done everything I've ever wanted to do in my life. I've got a nice car. I've got a waifu. I even beat Kiwi Cola. I don't know what's next for me.
Unless... Ooh, we're back. This one is something I've wanted to do for a super long time. We have got another package. And this time it's a big boy. Look at the size of that thing. Hello. This one is an instrument that I've wanted for the past...
There's 30 seconds.
Cool editing, nice elements of humor, a little bit of storytelling. I feel as if I would have liked to have somehow inserted the hand pan into the storytelling elements of the hook. I feel as if the reveal has been held back a little bit too long here. And although the editing is very, very good, I thought some of the production value, like here right now, this setup of the room, the lighting isn't quite right. I don't think the production quality is at the same level of the editing standard just yet.
Yeah, definitely some stuff that can work on there. I think that's just going to be a matter of lighting and upgrading a camera one day and all that fun stuff. It's the kind of thing that I think a lot of viewers will forgive, who are just like here, and if you're making them laugh, I did really appreciate that intro. I thought that was great. If you're making them laugh, I don't think it's going to be a big deal. What
question I'm asking as a viewer is, when am I going to hear the handpan? So can you scrub and try and find out the answer to that? I feel as if I need that reinforcement at some point early on.
The handpan. Look at this thing, man. It is huge. And look, it looks like a UFO. There's a hole under it. How am I going to play this for you guys? Let's just put it down here for now. I first saw this kind of instrument online.
I'm still waiting for the payoff a little bit.
So you feel like the video maybe should have opened with a little bit of...
He was saying like his life was complete. Maybe he can somehow insert that he hears these amazing handpan noises and now realizes that his life will be complete once he has one of these.
Yeah, like he sees something on TV or and that TV could just be him playing it. You know, it.
I want one of them.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, because I would hate to break down their story that they're trying to tell too much, but yeah, having this played earlier in the video would be really satisfying. But yeah, 2 minutes in, and I think maybe
is this gonna be it? Yeah.
Good luck. I'm back. I've played this thing for a little while, and I want to share a couple things I've found. These mallets that I brought out before, you've heard me play it with my hand. Have a listen to me using these mallets.
So that little jingle, that wants to be in the first 15 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I need. That's what I just need, that little bit of payoff from the title and the thumbnail.
Yeah. Shall we maybe look at a different one?
Yeah. My favorite workout gains, the one that's got 2,000 views, the short. That one, yeah.
Huh?
That must have taken hours to film and edit. I know it's just like a 20-second short, but
it was a lot.
A lot went into that. Although
Yeah.
I didn't feel as if there was a punchline.
No, it was just it was interesting. I think I could see why that got so many views. Is just like opens with a lot of intrigue and interest right out of the gate, which is awesome. I like this. I think especially like from the aspect of a music channel. They've only done a couple of videos on musical instruments, but they obviously enjoy these. They get a lot of views. I'm kind of wondering, again, back to channel audit mode for a second. I'm kind of wondering if this is where the channel needs to focus on is weird and unique instruments that they found. You know?
Yeah.
That could be a whole direction. But other stuff you've done has gotten views too. So that's not to say you should give up on anything else you're doing. It's an entertaining channel. I like this person's personality. Yeah, I think the obvious advice would be just the production quality of videos.
I would like to watch my ceiling counter gone wrong. Their latest shot.
Tiger, no. Attack. Let's go. Leave him alone. Tiger, no. Very good. Jeez.
Okay.
I can see why that got so many views. Cool. All right. Well,
We hope all cows remain fed.
yes. Good luck. We hope we were of some help. 75 on the gaming forum. 78. Okay. They do Fortnite challenges.
Ooh.
Flew the flu.
Ooh.
All right.
Solid thumbnails.
Mm-hmm.
Which one do you reckon then?
I guess the Cypher PK skin video, the latest one.
Well, can we do the I can only use legendary guns because I might understand that.
Yeah, okay.
Nothing we've ever done before is going to be as challenging as today's challenge. Our weapon rarity challenge continues, and today is the day. It's legendary guns only. Make sure to check out the other episodes as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get this done. Of course, I have...
All right. So 15 seconds in. A solid introduction. It didn't have as many hook elements as I would like. There was a sneaky call to action to watch 4 more videos on the topic and subscribe. And I'm saying, well, hang on, convince me that this video is going to be of value first. You could have had some sort of highlight of this challenge instead of a call to action, in my personal opinion.
Yep. I completely agree. Otherwise, pretty solid. We can watch another like 15 seconds or so.
Yep.
I've checked out some spots on the map again to see where I can get some legendary guns. And one spot that I found is...
You know what I like about this? We've seen a lot of videos in the past similar to this where they do like an intro and then the game starts and it gets quiet because they're actually playing the game and they're focused, you know,
Right,
so they're
yeah.
falling out of the plane and they're thinking of where to land and they're not saying much. So I appreciate that the same energy is being kept from the intro into the meat of the content.
Can you just keep playing it? Well, before you do, question to you, Dan, is do you think they are narrating live or this is a voiceover put in post-play so that if they can, as you say, they can focus on narrating the events of it? Let's find out.
I think it's the second one you said. I think they are putting the audio in post.
Okay.
Back here on the new purple woods, as I like to call them, in this house over there, there is a character who sells you a legendary striker pump gun. I know it's a pump gun. We can't do a lot from range, but it's better than nothing, right? Because we can't use any other guns.
Why is Zelda music being
have to take?
Is this just one of those things these days?
Yeah, a lot of games will use music from other games. A lot of gaming creators use music from other games. Very common now. I actually like it.
This isn't licensed from Nintendo in any way, shape, or form.
No.
Right, okay.
Usually they get away with it though, because it's like gaming on gaming content. But maybe one day they won't. Nintendo's pretty, you know.
I'm still not sure if it is live voice narration during playing the game, or
let them let them get into this building and see how they
Mhm.
interact with the NPC.
Also, as you can see on my skin, I took some legendary cosmetics again, but I realized that I don't have a single legendary pickaxe, so I went with a Fire Series pickaxe. Oh, it's a legendary! The Primal Bow is legendary? What? I forgot. It's a Stinger! Wait, did the update change anything? What? Usually there was like a robot character over here who was selling a legendary...
The voiceover seems too polished to be in the moment.
I do agree, but this is
fine.
is great. I
Yeah.
mean, I think that the new way to do Let's Play content is like this, where we're really suspicious that this was not recorded in the moment. And the difference is that they recorded the footage and they just kind of hit record and played the game like they would any other day, what they were playing a video game. They took the footage and then told a story by putting this really engaging voiceover on after the fact. I've seen channels that very obviously do this, and there's some of the best gaming channels on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
It's just hands down. This is like, I think, the way to approach Let's Play content. I mean, this is great. This person is operating in terms of the quality of their content. They're operating on the same level of a channel who I would expect to have like 1 million subscribers.
Wow. Awesome prayers there, Dan.
I think so. I think the content quality is that high.
Cool.
So in that sense, I don't have a lot of like what you pointed out from the intro. I agree. I just don't have a lot of critique to give, like areas to improve, I suppose.
So we had this through line here of only using blank weapon to win. And all of those videos were doing all right. I mean, they were all getting more views and subscribers. Now we've sort of moved on to other topics a little bit, but it seems to be their through line is doing outrageous challenges or difficult challenges within Fortnite. What could we add to this, Dan? Maybe they need to raise some stakes. Like if I fail to do this, something's going to happen to my character, or I'm going to have to sell this item or something.
Yeah,
I don't know if we're already doing that in the videos. I was just wondering how we can make these more. I think the challenge is good, but like, is there a secondary story you can start to set in the videos if you're not already doing that?
Yeah, that would be that would definitely be the next thing, right? Like some kind of B plot in your videos. And maybe it was early enough in that video we were watching. Maybe that other one had one.
Yeah, it's possible.
My guess is they've already gone through all the different types of guns that they can only like play with this one type, right? Like gray, green, blue, purple, gold. I think that's all the guns. That covers all the different types.
Yeah.
But there's got to be other things. Maybe does Fortnite have like a melee mechanic? So can you just play with only melee? Like what are some
rocket launchers?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm only allowed to kill people from above. Like, what are some restrictions you can put on yourself for more content? Because it's not necessarily about the guns. That's not why these videos got so many views. It's just the fact that it was a challenge, a unique, interesting challenge. So, yeah, I think I guess my concern for you here is like skins and stuff. A lot of people are covering this. It's going to be tough to compete. These are the types of things you want to be kind of focused on.
Sort by most popular. Okay, so I can see why they're sometimes going back to updates occasionally, like with new skins or new battle pass, new chapters and so on. They have been successful in the past.
Yeah, definitely.
But challenges generally dominate their most popular content.
Correct. Think of the most ridiculous things. You can only walk backwards. Just make a list of things you can do in Fortnite and try to figure out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you don't want to make them up yourself, it probably is better to see what some of the top creators are doing, see what challenges they're doing, and just do them yourself. Do the same exact challenge, because those challenges are going to start trending since like the biggest creators are getting on them.
You can't use a right mouse button, whatever that does. I don't know what it does in Fortnite. Probably zoom scope, would it be?
You have to play with like sticky goo on your fingers, so you have a camera pointed at your keyboard and it's a mess. anyway, just some ideas for you. Yeah, good luck. This editing's fantastic. If you can get your content out at a decent pace and you can keep doing stuff like that, you're going to rack up subscribers. You're going to get monetized in no time. Yeah, I do believe
1 million subscribers, according to Dan. This time next month.
It might be a few years for 1 million, but they definitely have the editing style and quality of a channel that I would expect to have a lot more subscribers.
Yep.
Everyone's favorite comment to get. Why don't you have more subscribers? We all love that. All right. Well, anyway, bye everybody.
I love the other one where they say you've got X number of subscribers and yet you only get this many views.
Oh man. Well, thank you. Enjoy. I hope that was helpful. That's it.
Peace and love to anybody who's in Florida right now, hungry down. I'm just seeing a couple of people in the chat saying they just got back onto the live stream due to a power outage. So don't worry about YouTube right now. Just make sure you stay safe.
Yep. If you're being asked to evacuate, please do evacuate. Stay safe in any case. And yeah, that's it.
Peace and love, y'alls. We'll see you next week.
Enjoy.
Wom, wom. Wom, wom. Wom.